All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So I actually just posted my seven-round New York Jets mock draft, and I was talking to a buddy, another Jet fan on Twitter. I refresh the page, and I see that Rich Cimini dropped an article, basically, talking about the NFL draft here, Jets plan, how Aaron Rodgers is, impacted with it all, and he included a quote from Todd McShay, and Todd McShay basically said that it's quote unquote it's close to a lock that the Jets go with an offensive lineman with the 13th overall pick. And there was kind of some insight there. According to McShay, the hope is that the team drafts the long-term answer at left tackle. Okay, and this to me basically confirms what pretty much, I don't want to say everybody, right? But what a lot of Jets fans are really hoping for here, which is invest in the offensive line, right? Number one, we can take a look at team need. We don't have a center on the roster. We don't have much depth on the roster. We're going to be counting on a lot of guys coming back from pretty serious injuries, right? Mekhi Becton's missed the 2 seasons. Dwayne Brown dealt with the shoulder last year, missed some time. He's in his late 30s. Max Mitchell dealt with the blood clots. George Fant isn't on the roster anymore. I completely understand that the Jets have names on paper, but, when we actually look at the course of the NFL season, preseason, training camp, all that stuff, I want to be 100% sure, right? So we're just looking from a team need perspective. We need some help here. Number two, we factor in the Aaron Rodgers situation. Jets are taking on more money. The Jets would be trading away draft assets. By acquiring Aaron Rodgers here, you're essentially shortening your win now window to 1, maybe 2 years. I just don't see Rodgers playing more than 2 years. 90% retired a couple months ago. A year from now, what is he going to be looking like as far as retirement goes? Because of this window being so small, because of him being 39, because of him playing the quarterback position, you don't want to enter next season with holes on the offensive line. Or, hey, maybe somebody goes down with an injury, and then it's like, man, what do we do? Now we have to panic and overpay, somebody on the free agency market, or trade for somebody that's, asking for, an arm and a leg. I think offensive line makes sense from when we start factoring in the Aaron Rodgers, dilemma as well. And last but not least, we start looking at NFL draft big boards and comparing those boards to the team needs overall with the Jets, while also taking into consideration the weight of each position. In other words, we can go down the list of positions of need here. Safety. Is there one worth taking at 13? Probably not. I love Brian Branch. What he was able to do at Alabama. I'm really excited to see what he can do at the next level. But looking at how his combine performance went, there's a lot of talk that he's going to be there's some people that think he could fall in round 2. I don't know if that's going to happen. But the point is, he's probably going to be slipping in this class. What's another position? Linebacker. Is there one worth taking at 13? No, probably not. There's a lot of guys who I really, really like, but more so projected back of round 1, start of round 2. Jack Campbell from Iowa, Trenton Simpson from Clemson, Sanders from Arkansas. When we look at the 13th pick, it just might be a little high to draft one of those players. What else? Defensive tackle, right? This is another position that the Jets clearly need help at. They clearly need more talent. They need more depth. We also have to re-sign Quinnen Williams to, his extension. At 13, though, maybe the Jets can snag Brian Bresee from Clemson. I'm not 100% sold on Cansey from Pitt, but when we're looking at offensive linemen, we have multiple options that realistically could be there. It's not like they're counting on one draft prospect to slip and fall, and it's just like, okay, this was a miracle, he's here, let's go select him. With offensive line, it's Paris Johnson, it's Darnell Wright, it's Broderick Jones, it's Peter Skoronski. The teams picking in front of the New York Jets, yes, although there are a couple that need offensive linemen, like the Titans, right in front of the Jets, like the Chicago Bears at 9, I think with offensive line, not only is it just a safe position to go with here in this class because of the prospects available, but we're not going to be in a dire panic situation. I don't see, although a lot of people are projecting Peter Skoronski to be a guard at the next level, I don't see Joe Douglas just passing on Skoronski if Johnson is gone, if Broderick Jones is gone, or another one of the, if all, let's just assume worst case scenario, all the tackles are gone, but Skoronski's on the board. Jets don't necessarily need a guard right now with Lakin on a big deal, and of course Elijah Vera Tucker. I still don't see Douglas passing on Skoronski because of his NFL draft projection. I mean, if he is a really, really good, we know how much JD likes offensive linemen, how much he values offensive linemen. I definitely see Skoronski being in play for the Jets. Now, one quick point I do want to make before I end the video here, it's just food for thought. We have seen Joe Douglas opt for the upside, opt for the raw power, opt for the potential over the quote-unquote safe player before, where he selected Mekhi Becton at spot number 11, passing on Tristan Wirfs directly after. And we all know how Tristan Wirfs' career has played out so far. Absolute machine at the tackle position. He is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic for the Bucs. What a slam dunk pick that was. So it makes you think, does Joe Douglas go down that route again, maybe opting for I don't want to say a similar type of player in Broderick Jones, but somebody who's the things to get excited about with Broderick, obviously last season where he was dominant, but he doesn't have that big of a resume. And a lot of people are like, hey, with time, he's going to get a lot better. Like his ceiling is tremendously high. Does he opt for a guy in Broderick Jones over a Skoronski, over somebody else who's considered for more, more safe, I guess. So anyway, just a random question to kind of think about here. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. I appreciate it. And as always, go Jets.